Hey,
Okay, this recording is sponsored by Skillshare.
Skillshare. If you need to stream Netflix or Amazon Prime from another country, Skillshare can let you do that through VPN technology.
Okay, thank you, honey.com, for this sponsor. So,
Hey,
what?
I'm Duck. I'm a TTRPG developer, creator. This is
Okay, I'm B. I am a very casual TTRPG player. I was actually introduced to the TTRPG world because of Duck here. Like, I am a very, very casual player, so
B
I'm
is
just here
also a very
vibing.
beautiful TTRPG player who I love.
Oh, thank you.
And today we're talking about um, like skyscrapers blotting out the sky. No, wait, shit. Like skyscrapers blotting out the sun. Leave that in. Leave that in.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it's all
Okay, so
footnotes.
right, right.
All right.
What drew you into the game? Because I've never seen this.
Uh, so what drew me in actually was I think the people who developed it, Speak the Sky. I saw some of their other stuff, and I was really interested. And so I followed them, and I didn't really expect them to make a whole game, but then they did, and I looked at it and I was like, "Oh wow, this is like absolutely my type of stuff." And other stuff that Speak the Sky has made are like typeface stuff, so they're very into like iconography and typefaces. I've been seeing them. I think someone like them has been posting stuff on Twitter about using icons in TTRPG play, so they have like a whole typeface for dice games, which is cool. You know, if you want to represent like a four-sided dice roll through text, instead of just saying the dice lands on four, you can do like a little icon that has like a four-point dice and other things for TTRPG sort of play. So yeah, they do a lot of cool things with like textography. Is it textography or
Typography.
typography? Yes.
I'm looking at
Lots
their
of
work
cool
now, and it's
typefaces.
really, really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and so then I
Huh.
saw this and I was like, "Oh shit, there's like a whole game." And it is a very neat game. Doesn't have I mean they you can clearly see they have skills with the typography. Like in the very first paragraphs under preparation, they use
Mhm.
like the accessed by contents menu button and settings button. That's like such a cool thing to see. You know, that's a neat way to integrate. I do like TTRPGs that have uh links integrated into
Mhm.
the PDF. So handy. Very
Yeah, it
handy.
sounds very interactive.
And this one's like has that and then it also has the little buttons you can use, which is good because most of the links here are used for footnotes because the
Mhm.
game is all about footnotes.
Yeah, I've never seen a game like this. It's very unique because, like, when I look through itch for all the other TTRPG stuff, there's not I don't think I've seen anything particularly about like writing or like a writer and a translator, so it really is unique.
Yeah, I think I've seen some games that are kind of like this idea, but for drawing ish. Usually not with a full focus on this is everything. I like how it combines the writing aspect with your writing is part of the game, but also you're like playing the writer as part of the TTRPG game, you know? So
Mhm.
you're definitely making like a character, and I feel like that would really come across as you play of like how the writer is, how the editor is. So this we should say at first, I guess, this game is about a writer and an editor. So one player is a writer, one player is an editor, and
Yeah,
you're
translator.
what?
Translator.
Translator, translator slash editor, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, I guess translator is the correct thing because you're not really editing, but you're like giving meaning to it. You're giving meaning to the writer's work. Um, and so you're both sort of writing at the same time, but also in turns. And yeah, like giving meaning to what's written down. It seems like a really fun. thing to do for a writing exercise, but then also just a fun thing to do with two friends, probably.
Yeah, I'm looking through the game system now about like the seeds or the oracle seeds. It reminds me a lot of Lineage, like with the random events and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they have good. That's one thing I was reading through it and I was like, okay, this seems a little simple. Like the Oracle tables better be pretty nice. You know, they better give me some good inspiration, and both for the translator and for the writer, they're pretty nice. I like the seeds. And I like the events too that can happen. That seems like they'd spice things up.
Do you think someone like me, for example, who's not really into writing, like, do you think they would find value out of this game?
I think you need at least one person of the players has to be someone who can really just like vomit up words. And because that's kind of how the game ends, you know, you just keep writing till you stop.
Mhm.
Um, so I think like probably starting is the hardest part with this stuff, as always. So just getting someone who's willing to just like start writing stuff out, and I think as the translator adds meaning to it, then it becomes easier to keep writing because you can keep sort of doing that interplay between writer and translator. But yeah, you'd probably want someone at least who's ready to just sort of start writing on the page.
Mm, yeah.
In that way, it might not be the best game for every sort of two-player setting, or like, you know, someone might be feeling writer block at the time. They don't want to do something like this.
But I guess it's also a good way to like get over the writer's block because it's
That too, yeah.
yeah, it's just a game. Like I don't think you have to write something that's good. You just have to keep writing.
Yeah, you just have to like keep writing, but as long as you can ignore the inclination to perfection. Yeah, there's some good seeds too, so it can give you inspiration in that way.
Hmm.
It'd also be interesting to see like, do you write as yourself, or do you like, I'm going to inhabit this character, you know, like establish a whole another character. I guess that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be a different type of writer. So that'd be kind of interesting too, trying to write like someone else. That's always fun if you when you're trying to write like someone else, because then
Yeah.
you're separate from, you know, your usual sort of fears with writing. It's like, oh, is my stuff good enough? Well, I'm not me, you know. I'm Mr. Blah blah blah. So you can write with impunity like that.
I also like how like writing is a universal experience. So your characters could be from like another time period or like a whole other world, I guess. Like you could
It
be a
yeah.
poet in like Shakespearean era or something. It works for a lot of settings.
The seeds definitely seem to point at like older time periods, I guess, but it seems like it's applicable to any time period. And yeah, that'd be a cool thing to do is like um medieval texts, or if the writer is in like one era and then the translator is like translating their work post mortem.
That's a good
That'd be so
idea.
fun.
Yeah,
That'd be
that's
such a
sick.
fun way to play it. Yes.
That's sick actually. Or like you're the translator's a descendant of the writer and they're like giving
Oh, that'd
meaning.
be so cool.
Oh, that's sick. That's sick. I want
Yes.
to play that now.
Or they're like a reincarnation or something. There's a lot
Oh,
of cool. Yeah, there's definitely some ways to expand upon this too, I think. I'd like to see like oh man, like playbooks for this. I was
mm,
just looking through Fake Chess, which is all about like, you know, the playbooks of your characters. They don't really give you any different sort of in-game abilities, but they just like sort of define how you can act. Like, oh, you can do this silly move or act in this silly way. This seems like a really cool system to have playbooks. You know, not that you actually need them, but they could be helpful. And if players are like, I'm not sure what to be, but that could sort of add direction there. Like, oh, this playbook is you're the tormented poet, and so like your actions, you can like moan about your lost love or something, and then
yeah.
that gives you like a bonus. I guess what would bonuses be in this game? extra lines to write or something, or an extra footnote somehow.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. There's not really a winning or losing here, so I guess the winning is having something cool that you've written afterwards.
This game also gives me the impression it's like very emotional. Like that could be like a good or bad thing, I don't know. But with writing, you put a lot of emotion and your being into what you write. So I guess with whatever scenario you like, the two players try to play, it's going to be an emotional experience. That's how I feel.
I feel like the emotional tone is completely dictated by the translator role, because the writer can write whatever, and if the translator like interprets it as funny, then it'll totally take on a funny tone. But if the translator interprets it as sad, it'll take on a very somber tone.
I was
Which is
thinking
that's
of
like the power in their role.
I yeah, the translator character is powerful. It's going to be really angsty. I'm just picturing like very angsty scenarios in my head,
That'd be fun
like
too.
just giving meaning to everything,
Would
which
you
is probably
rather play as the translator or the writer?
definitely the translator because I like giving meaning to everything.
I'd like to play as the writer. I think that'd actually be easier for me because, like I said, I'm totally down to just start like writing nonsense and then have someone else have to give meaning to it. I love seeing other people being like, "Oh, this is what this means." That's such a fun thing, but it's so difficult when it's me and I have to look at someone else's work and interpret it like that.
I'd love to be the translator because like if you were the one writing it, like if we were like playing characters, like I would give like meaning to everything. And I think that yeah, that would make it really I don't know, it depends on the scenario. Like what kind of scenario would you want to play? Like the
I don't know.
reincarnation
I
one?
just I'd want to roll the seeds and then see where that takes us.
Oh yeah. What would you play as yourself? Like the first time you wanted to
Um,
try this game, would you play as yourself or would you play as
no,
a character?
I don't think I'd ever want to play as myself. I'd want to play as a different writer, different character, because
Ah,
it's an opportunity to be someone else. So yeah, I take that opportunity. I also
mm,
like that this game has like a very in your face system. It'd
what do
be
you
kind of
mean?
difficult to do online. You'd have to come up with some alternate rules, I think, or some sort of formatting thing. I'm sure it's possible, but it definitely seems more fun to do like uh, two people across the table from each other,
Yeah. Yeah.
as intended for sure.
A detail I also appreciate in like the file is they have their own footnotes.
Oh yes, how could I
Love,
forget that? Because it's at the bottom. But I love
love
that. I love that part.
lovely detail. Love that. Love
When
that.
you were reading the game, did you go to each footnote as they came up, or did you go to the footnotes all at the end?
I started clicking randomly at like the numbers and saw where that took me. But like, oh my god, they have their own footnotes. So that's
That's
I like that little
good.
detail.
I started doing them at the beginning. I'd go to each one. Also, I'm so thankful it has the return button, so you can go back to the text. That's
Yeah.
invaluable. You have to have that.
Yeah.
I
How do you
started
do
doing them
that?
one at a time. What?
How do you do like the return and like when you create
Oh,
your own?
it's just like PDF links.
Yeah, I've never
They just
used
look very nice.
Microsoft Word. I don't know how
Yeah,
to
I
use
think
Microsoft.
this is an HTML, which helps.
Ah, great. You can do HTML and PDF?
You can do HTML in itch. This game is
Oh,
on itch.io. Actually, they could honestly probably have it where it just like it plays in the browser.
mm,
But I guess that's usually better for free games. This is a paid game.
yeah. They do
Very
have
worth it
like
though.
recommendations how to play digitally.
Oh, they do. Yeah, cool.
So would you recommend this game to like yeah, who would you recommend this game to?
I'd recommend this game to like writer friends for sure, or anyone I know if they have like an editor person or if they are an editor person. Anyone who has that sort of dynamic where they're always like, oh, someone who's always handing their stuff to be checked over by someone else.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think someone who already has that sort of like they look at a lot of that person's writing. Um, that'd be fun. Because even though you look at that person's writing all the time as like a friend, it doesn't necessarily mean you're assigning it meaning. You're probably just like doing grammar and spelling corrections and telling how you feel. But then the role of the translator is like completely different. So that'd be a fun dynamic to explore with a friend.
Yeah, I recommend this game to like if two people have characters they want to explore their dynamic with. I think this game would be really good for that.
That would be fun too. That'd be fun to like RP as like a certain character from the onset, and then yeah, that'd be a good jumping off point too for this.
Yeah, character study seems
Very
good for
very
it.
fun.
I think that covers all of it.
Yeah, I think that covers all the things one to hit. We'll put some footnotes at the end, I'm sure.
Yeah. So a footnote is this recording is sponsored by what's the game? That's usually
This
the
game?
yeah,
Oh,
the mobile game.
Raid Shadow Legends
Yeah, this recording sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
and
So
Clash of Clans.
yeah, so get Like Skyscrapers,
Yeah, it's pretty
5 out of
cool.
5.
I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
I want to see first. I want to see how it plays first, but the
Yeah. Okay.
overall vibe is
I take my rating away. I already gave it a 5 out of 5 in itch though.
okay.
I'll play it and then I'll give it another 5 out of 5.
Yeah,
This game's cool. The concept alone that wins me over.
yeah.
But I do
It's
want to play it.
concept's unique, very versatile
I
system.
like to see it.
Love that. Yeah.
That wraps it up though. Yeah.
Okay, wraps up. Okay, that's it. Okay, Craig, leave.
Oh shit.